Spence, do you like your new shoes? It's pretty cool, right? We're about to make our way out to Brooklyn. Rena's got her appointment, her OB appointment, and then we're gonna have some breakfast. And my mom's gonna do some grocery shopping. We are here in Brooklyn, and we're just gonna be eating the same spot that we've been eating at every time we come out to Brooklyn. High Five Cafe. So we're not gonna show anything. So we will see you guys back at home. So we got back from Brooklyn a little while ago, and it's actually around 6 o'clock right now, and I didn't get to do anything with the van all day because I've been helping my parents out with a side project, which is painting their garage, or at least prepping it to paint. Their paint has been peeling from just years of not really doing anything with it. So I was just sanding it down all afternoon. It's a lot of work. It's still probably another day or so of work before I can even start painting. So that was that. And because today I'm not going to be able to work on the van whatsoever, it's almost dinner time actually. I will share with you guys what we got going on for the rest of these days with the van build. But before that, just an update on Rena's doctor's appointment. Everything's pretty normal, but her appointments are going to start to get pretty intense because right now we are at week 35, which means the doctor appointments are going to be weekly moving forward. Like next week, there's going to be 2 appointments, one at the doctor's office and one at the hospital. It's going to be an intense day. I think it's next Thursday she's scheduled for. But we also got a date for when we are going to deliver the baby. Not confirmed yet. We still need to confirm with the doctor, but it's out there right now. We sort of have an idea as to when the baby's going to be out. And it's in about 3 weeks. So with that, things are looking pretty real. I mean, we know the baby's coming out, but like with a set date, it's like, yeah, the baby's coming out then. Which means I gotta hurry up and finish with this van build. And that's the goal this whole time, is to get the van done prior to the baby coming out, because once the baby's out, then I will not have any time to do the van, and it's gonna be sort of on hold until I get a little bit more time. And with Spencer, you know, running around and stuff, so that's gonna make it even tougher. So let's try to get it done before then. So like I said, I'm not gonna be able to work on the van today, so let me share with you guys what we got going on for the rest of this van build. So we gotta finish the electrical components here. I laid everything out, and it's just a matter of mounting everything and putting everything in place and getting all the wires hooked up. I actually still need to run a few more wires, the 12-volt wires along the van, because of additions to what we're doing with the solar tilting setup. And I'm going to add some electromagnetic locks to them, which means I'm going to need to run another cable up to the roof there, and making sure everything else that we originally planned for earlier in the build are still what it needs to be. So that's electric. And then water compartment, still waiting for the fittings. I got a bunch of stuff today, but tomorrow I'm gonna get, I think, the rest of it. So I can actually get started tomorrow, sometime tomorrow, once those parts come in. So electric, plumbing. I've been waiting for these two to be done before I finish with the platform, because all this stuff is underneath the platform. If I were to build a platform prior to that, then it's going to be a very tight space to work on all this stuff. So I want to just finish those before I do that. The platform needs to be built. The elevator bed still needs to be completed. I have the rails here, but I haven't installed the linear actuators yet. So that also needs to be installed. The doors for the cabinets needs to be sanded down and painted. Hinges need to be added to it, and then they can be installed. The countertop I still need to cut, so I gotta make a cutout for that. I gotta sand it down, stain it, and waterproof it so that no water can go into that. I think we're thinking plywood, just like a 3/4 inch plywood. And once the countertop's in, then we can mount down the dishwasher and sink. The dishwasher and sink needs to be hooked up on the bottom side. Once the plumbing is done, then we can connect everything there. I still need to install the gray water tank. The one that I ordered last time, I don't know if you guys remember, it's been sitting. That might be too big. That's a 15 gallon. I can't find a way to fit it underneath the van. So I might just order like a 10 gallon or something, or confirm the fitment before I place another order. That tank fit in our old van because we didn't have running boards. The running boards, the mounts, is actually blocking where I want to mount the that water tank. So I might need to get like a smaller water tank. So gray water tank needs to be installed. The tilting solar setup above the roof. Now that we have our van and camp roof rack, we can start putting together the solar, or mounting the solar and adding that tilting function to it. I got to sit down and really plan that out, because how specific it needs to be when it comes to like getting it perfectly fitted to the height that I showed a couple of days ago. And because the pivot mounts that goes there and the electromagnetic lock that I'm going to install, that adds a little bit of height. So I want to make sure the height is exactly 2.5 inch. So I'm trying to find the combination of mounts and extra aluminum struts to make it so that it sits perfectly where it needs to be, and the function of the tilting will actually work. So I mean, that's a lot said, but basically it's just more planning before I place any order, and then I have to order the linear actuators too. So that I got the junction box up there, or down here, that I need to install. I think this is, I don't know if too many people use a junction box. In our last van, we would just drill multiple holes in different areas and use a one of those, what do you call those things? One of those things that you that allows the wires to feed into, but it only fits like two wires, and you have to make new holes for like the solar panels, the Starlink, and then we also did it for the air conditioner. So a junction box, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a bigger hole on the van and just place this right on top, and all the wires are going to just feed out of this one location. This van is going to have even more cables because of the linear actuators that's going to go on top for the solar panels. So I think having a junction box is going to be a smarter way of like not having to drill so many holes and managing the cables all in one place. That's something that I'm doing differently with this van. And so solar, what else? Flooring, we have to do flooring. We still have to pick out the flooring. We still have to pick out the paint too for the cabinets. Rena and I have been talking. We have a good idea as to the color that we want for the van. Maybe like a green. I do want to do like a blue again, like our old van, but I think a green is probably pretty nice too. So we're still getting some ideas and finalizing the color. So floor paint, air conditioner. Still debating whether or not we should do the bench one or the ceiling one. I'm kind of leaning towards the ceiling one because it's more powerful than the one that's under the bench. But then there's complication with that, with how do we make sure we get the air into the living space without compromising it, and the fitment, all that stuff. So that's sort of still kind of in the planning phase there. But the one on the rooftop for the 48 volt is really powerful. It's like 13,000 BTUs. So it should be pretty good if we do get that one. We should be able to stay in really hot climates in the summertime too. So maybe that one. Hooking up the water inlet line, the shore power line. We still need to work on some of the shelving stuff, complete all the shelving for the closet. We still haven't done that yet. The microwave, well, the microwave we have to buy. The pantry, we'll probably add 1 or 2 more shelves, add a door. Do the sliding door too. Well, that's probably going to be part of the platform building. So once the platform, I can start putting the platform, then we're going to start putting the doors here for the storage spaces and for the sliding door. So that's going to be together. Closing up walls, doing the ceiling, painting the walls, and the ceiling is actually, well, we'll need to paint it too, but we're thinking we're doing the same thing as what we did with our old van, which is having the sort of wood run north to south. I like that design, so we might do the same thing with that. Anything else on the exterior? I do want to add a ladder to it. If we have the linear actuators doing the tilting of the solar panels, there's going to be extra storage that is going to be between the roof of the van and the solar panels. So having like a side ladder is going to allow us to climb up easily and like put stuff under the solar panels. And so I want to install a ladder, but because of my parents' house and how close the opening of the gate is, if I install a side ladder, I might not be able to get out or park inside this area. We don't know if we want to do that. If we do that, then yeah, we're not going to be able to park inside, which is going to be a bummer. But having a side ladder is definitely going to be really nice for just easier access to the roof. And that's pretty much it. I mean, a lot of smaller things that we'll need to do. I mean, electric, we still need to run like the outlets and stuff. The 12-volt USB stuff, those are going to go on the walls and different areas throughout the van. Under the cruise seat, there's also going to be a storage area, so I got to build that. And I think that's pretty much it. I want to say I have another 3 weeks of work. 2 weeks, 3 weeks. But the side project with the garage doesn't help. And this whole week been going out for birthdays and stuff. That doesn't help either. And the rain doesn't help either. So we're cutting it pretty close. I think I should be able to do it. I just gotta really like start earlier in the day and not play with Spencer. And that's been pretty tough. Like, I've been spending time with him after breakfast and just playing, and then waiting until he kind of takes a nap before I start. So I get maybe like 4 hours of work every day on average, or even less. But on average, a work day is like 4 hours if I do work. So I gotta see if I can start earlier and just get more done in the day. Yeah, I can't wait till we're done with the van and start traveling in it. We miss the road. I know Rena and I, we always talk about like just being somewhere else. Yeah. Very soon though, once this is done and the baby's out and Rena's well rested and the baby's ready to travel, then we will hit the road again. And I can't wait to share those videos with you guys. And I'm actually pretty surprised that I've been able to continue filming these daily van builds in the midst of everything going on. And I do appreciate you guys watching. I know some of you guys actually watch from not just the beginning of the van build, but like our traveling days and even before then. So again, thank you so much, you guys, for staying with us through everything, the fun and the hectic and even at times the boring stuff like today, with just details and, you know, sharing with you guys the plans and what's going on. So with that being said, it's getting darker and darker as I'm talking with you guys. The sun is also setting pretty early too nowadays. I will try to do more work tomorrow. Tomorrow we actually have a friend's son's birthday party to go to in the afternoon. So another day of no work in the afternoon. But tomorrow, later in the afternoon when we come back, hopefully I can get some work done. Like, I'm not even scheduling anything to meet up with friends or anything in the upcoming days, just because of how little time we have. No more activities or fun stuff moving forward until we are done with this project. So if you guys want to keep following our DIY Sprinter van build and see if we can actually finish this van build before the baby comes out, hit that subscribe button so you get notified when the new videos come out. And if you enjoy watching this video, smash that like button so they can spread out to more people. We really appreciate you guys watching and following along. We'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.